Hey folks, Kilt-Man here. Kilt-Man on location in the boozer. Where else? Where else?
Where else can he be? Where else can this man be?
Who's this? Who the hell has intruded on Kilt-Man's space? Well, have a look. This is Christiano Dior. Cristiano Dior. Yeah. Now, I know you're thinking Charlize Theron walking on water, a golden rainbow, and there she is shimmering through this mirage. But no, you get him.
And what more?
But you know what? He does smell nice though. Yeah. So anyway, folks, right. We've got beer, we've got whiskey. We've got his missus just over there.
Very shy.
Who's prompting him with all sorts of stuff like. We've got the American Wealth dartboard just over his shoulder, over there.
And why do they have the pentagram?
Yeah. On the palm of my hand, which means I'm his next victim. You made me miss. I've never missed that board before. Anyway, look. What's going on here is like, it's a little guest because I do so much fucking waffling, so much talking. It's going to be nice to listen to somebody else for a while. Massive movie buff, massive, cult geek extraordinaire. So I'm going to do the most obvious thing in the world. It's always fun. I'm going to ask Cristiano over here. Don't knock the camera over, Julie. There's barmaid service taking place. Look behind you. The gorgeous Julie has just gone past. Going to do the most obvious thing in the world. I'm going to ask a film buff what his top 5 movies are. 5 movies.
5. Not 5. 5.
Not 10, because this won't last that long. 5. Give me 5. Give me 5 movies, man. Come on, Cristiano.
So, in a 5, I would pick The Exorcist.
He's going backwards.
And the reason why I picked The Exorcist is because not only did I love that movie, but it was shot in such a way that William Friedkin really knocked it off the pitch. I mean, I seen The French Connection by Friedkin, and that was amazing. But when you go from a thriller to a horror, and what a horror is such a movie that even gives me chills today. You know, you can watch it over and over and over. I've seen it on a big screen in a drive-in, which was amazing. And I've seen it on the small screen, and I've seen the unedited version with the spider walk, believe it or not.
Spider walk,
yeah.
Oh my god,
that spider walk.
Yeah.
That spider walk even gives.
I mean, because you know why it was cut out? Because it's double shock. You use a double shock sequence.
I know.
So one shock, you got a phone call about the guy dying.
Yeah.
So you got the scream from that, and then the daughter.
And then
it works. I think it works.
And you know what I always think is there's like 2 endings, isn't it? It's like the one when obviously Median dies, and then the priest jumps out the window, and then they meet at the end, and he done this ending, which it was like a good ending. It was like everything's good and there's all the way
so good. The priest jumps out the window.
But yeah, he didn't have to jump out. But when he jumped out that window, it was a stunt guy who'd done it, and he'd done it twice. I never knew that. And he went down all 50 plus steps and actually landed, and he actually redone it again. He'd done the shoot again, which was mad, because when you look at the era that we're talking about, there was no CGI, there was none of that. Like, the movies were like made and they were magical, and to me
it was real, because the effects are done on set in camera, so people acting around it are seeing Regan's head swiveling round.
And supposedly it's based on a true story. Supposedly.
Yeah,
everything's
quite
based on
to the
a true
effect.
story.
It was actually the possessed character in real life was actually a boy. It was actually a lad. But it's documented. What I find fascinating about The Exorcist is that Friedkin doesn't refer to it as a horror film at all. And there is a school of thought saying, well, it's not. It's about a child who's going through a horrific torment. And if you're religious, that's not horror. That is just what we face on a daily basis. You know, fighting the evil that's in the world.
Yeah.
And of course, being the priest at the end. Father, whatever his name is.
You always go for that priest.
He's given the last rites.
You always go for that priest.
Over Father Karras. Jason, what's his name? Jason, what's his name?
Yeah, and I know.
Why have we forgotten his name?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. But it's such a good movie, isn't it?
He's lying there, and this other priest, who's a real life priest, is giving the last rites to him. And because Friedkin thought you're not giving the right reaction, you're not emotional, he fucking slapped him in the face, bang!
Yeah.
You know, and the poor guy's like, whoa,
like I was,
Jesus, and his tears coming down his face.
Like I was
just fucking hit me.
Yeah, like I was reading an article on Friedkin. And supposedly when he'd done a lot of the movies, like The French Connection, even carried a gun on stage and stuff like that, he was off his head.
Well, he fired a shotgun in The Exorcist to give Ellen Barkin something to react to.
Yeah, plus the action.
Yeah, plus he also, they pulled it away on that rope, didn't they? When you know, the cupboard goes towards her and she goes flying back, and they had on a rope which actually really did her back in. So, you know, you're going to work on a freaking movie, you're going to suffer.
Yeah.
You're going to go through some shit.
So, now we're going in on 4. Now, Chris has sort of like twisted my mind because I was going to go for Blade Runner. Don't get me wrong, I do love Blade Runner, but American Werewolf in London. American Werewolf in London.
He has just swung this one out the blue, by the way.
And I have swung out the blue, right. Was such a great movie. And to me, I was upset that there's no pub called The Slaughtered Lamb.
No.
Which is good.
There should be. They're missing an opportunity there, aren't they?
If I ever win the lottery, we're going to buy one. I'm going to open up a pub called The Slaughtered Lamb. And when you look at it...
Only lycanthropes allowed in.
And when you look at it, like the cast, like Brian Glover, Rick Mail, and even though the non-casts who they were other than
and jokes out the Mexican.
Jenny Agutter, who was... And it was such a good movie. And, you know, the effects... And it was Bottom who done the effects of them, right? Wasn't it? Was it Bottom?
Rick Baker.
Rick Baker, yeah.
Rick Baker was supposed to do a werewolf movie with John Landis that literally 12 years before they arranged this deal. And then Rick Baker has said many times, look, it looked like it was never going to happen.
No.
He'd done Schlock for John Landis, the 8-man thing. Then he went on to other movies. John Landis did all the comedies, like Blues Brothers and, oh God.
And
I forgot what else. Animal House.
Yeah.
But then, all of a sudden, Rick Baker gets the call to do The Howling for Joe Dante. So he does that. Immediately, at the same time as this happened, and he starts prepping the great Rob Bottin as his protege to learn how to do these outstanding new effects, prosthetics and latex and you know, animatronics and that. And like Landis gives him a call, we're ready to go on American Werewolf, get your ass over here. Baker says, hang on a minute, I've got this other job over here. What job's that? The Howling. Is that a werewolf movie? What, you? And literally, you fucking bastard, he said to him, like, you promised me. So Rick Baker then leaves The Howling in the capable hands of Rob Bottin, and that film comes out first.
And it was a good movie. The Howling is still a classic movie, and if you haven't seen it, just go out and buy it. I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, it's such. I mean,
The Howling is fantastic.
Yeah. Especially like the special effects. When you see the special effects, they're just amazing. Both movies, but they're different type of movies.
Well, they're both tongue in cheek as well. They're both sort of satirical werewolf movies. The Howling has so many in-jokes in it, but American Werewolf actually plays a lot more for genuine laughs. And what, you know, I know you're going to agree with is the fact that as a horror film, it's horrifying, it's terrifying, it's dead scary. As a comedy, it's laugh out loud funny. Laugh out loud funny. And like with, I just reviewed the film Deathline the other day, which was set on the London Underground during the early 70s. It's a Chicago-based director called Gary Sherman made that, but he nails the London locations, the London and British sense of humour. He nails that. He captures and evokes Britain at that time. And John Landis, nobody else has captured.
Even the guy on the Underground, when he gets set by the werewolf. The walking stick.
Bringsley.
How good was that movie?
I've actually met him. I've met him at Comic Con. Yeah, I met Bringsley.
And that was such, you know, when you look at that movie, yeah, that was a good movie. Now, number 3, I'm going to twist this a little, right? I did tell Chris I had the number 3, but number 3 now, it's been changed again.
And I thought they might have number 2 just before.
Hey! So,
I didn't really.
Probably might have, you know. So, anyway, number 3, I'm going to go for this, right? And this one is a movie that I actually went to a double bill on the day.
Double bills.
Double bills. This was a double bill, and I'll never forget it, right? Predator, but RoboCop. And how good was RoboCop?
He has massively changed this lineup, you know.
There's no baddie gonna
trust him
kick
again.
ass like Clarence Boddicker.
Yeah.
He was na.
Yeah.
Why do you like cops, Dickie Boy? Oh, you know what I mean? That was such a movie, that wasn't it?
Of course, the best line.
Lose the arm.
Bitches leave.
Yeah, bitches. Yeah. How good's that?
And they say to him, oh, call me.
He goes, hey Clarence, I believe you got an S1000 SUX. That was such a movie. And when you look at
He puts his fingers in the wire.
he goes,
sniffs it.
he's out dodging a plane tonight. Never do movies like that.
He is an incredible actor as well. Like,
And
been in many movies.
yeah.
Dead Poet Society, he was superb in that. He was the guy that his son committed suicide in Dead Poet Society. But you saw the raw emotion on his face. He's a great actor, but as a villain.
And when you think about it, right, when I seen RoboCop, I was so enthralled in RoboCop special effects by Bottin, which were amazing. And when you look at the special effects for the era by Rob Bottin on RoboCop, there's my good lady, but you're going to say anything. But anyway, the special effects.
I was going to say, a special effect by Rob Bottin just walked in.
Hello. Look at that.
I jest.
But yeah,
His effects were never that good.
But the special effects were great. I mean, you can never. The thing is, they were all handcrafted, handmade, and done. There was no CGI. I mean, the bit which I seen, which was the extra cut, where Murphy gets taken to pieces. He literally gets taken to pieces. I mean, his arms
blown off.
everything.
He gets to be staggering round.
Everything. And it's just so good the way even the gun comes out the leg, you know what I mean? The thought behind it, you know what I mean? And when you look at it, you're like, that is just...
But that suit is fantastic as well. Yeah. And the way that he moves, the way that it... What's his name? What's his name? Plays it? Oh, God.
Peter Weller.
Peter Weller.
Peter Weller was...
Peter Weller
but
moves.
Peter Weller got to move like that because he went to see a French mime artist. And a French mime artist, because obviously he didn't want... He said the suit was quite intense to wear. It was restrictive.
Painful to wear.
So obviously he wanted to know how to not himself look like Robbie the Robot. And when you look at the latter version, which don't get me wrong, wasn't bad, wasn't a patch on the original. There's when you look at like many original movies, it's very hard. And I will always think this, Chris, to make a movie that is old and try and bring it up to like, I don't think you can do it.
Fails pretty much 99% of the time.
Yeah.
You know, they don't get the essence of what that story was.
No.
When you do remakes, you try to, because they don't call them remakes now, they call them reimaginings. Reimaginings. Well, that's fine if you're going to take the basic idea and you're going to go somewhere different with it.
Make it good.
You know, you don't have to tell the same story.
No.
But just go somewhere interesting with it. But don't lose the core elements. And of course, with RoboCop, RoboCop was ultra violent.
Yeah.
It was a neo ultra right wing fascist.
This is my type movie. You're talking here, you know what I mean?
No.
This is my type
of course,
movie.
with the remake, there's drones, and it's like, you've watered it all down. And this is what they do.
And you
this
can't
is what
do
they
it.
do time and time again.
And it's when they start making it 12s and stuff like that. Make it for what it is. It's not a kiddie movie. Yeah? Make it for what it is. Just guns and guts. That's it, isn't it? Guns and guts. It was, yeah.
Paul Verhoeven, famously, of course, he saw a lot of violence.
I mean, Miguel Ferreira died, I think it was only a couple of years ago, and he'd done a cracking movie who was in RoboCop, and he'd done a movie called A Nightfly, which was written by Stephen King.
Yeah, Nightfly.
And it was such an excellent, and I watched it. It's like one of those movies that you're watching, you've got no, it's like you think, oh bloody hell, I'm bored one night. And I watched this movie this morning, when my missus went to work, and it was called Mask of, what was it called? The Mask of the Red Death. with Vincent Price.
I love it. Prince Prospero.
And I sat there
Awesome.
for over an hour
Roger
in my
Corman's
PJs
best
watching that.
movie.
All chilled out and relaxed. And it was great. And I'll watch it again. You know, it's one of them that you're watching.
Well, that's something I grew up on. The Hammer movies, the
Yeah.
Amicus movies, and the Roger Corman movies.
Yeah.
You know, the Roger Corman Edgar Allan Poe adaptations are just superb.
Yeah.
Superb. They were so low budget, but the thing is, he was a craftsman in those days. He had great camera work. His sets were so colourful and opulent, and he had, of course, the greatest set, the greatest actor, the greatest special effect. Vincent Price.
Yeah. And what more could you
Vincent
want?
Price, you cannot go wrong.
No.
Even when that guy is hamming things up to the nth degree.
And the thing
he's
is,
still superb.
even though it's an old movie, I was so engulfed in it. I watched it from start to finish, and I thought, this is good. This isn't a bad movie. That even though you can
It's
pick
clever.
it all, and it's still good.
By the way,
story.
folks, his top 5 has now grown to fucking, I don't know, 8, 9
3.
so far.
So we're now on 3. We're going to 2 now. 2, folks. 2. I'm gonna pick Jaws, and Jaws to me is just an excellent movie. I've always watched Jaws. I watched Jaws. I think come out 1977 or 76.
76.
That's right. And scared the bejesus out of me in the cinema. I remember my old Uncle Fred, who was an old seafarer, took me away to see it in the Odeon, and what a movie to see, you know what I mean? I was 8 years of age, then I was watching Jaws on the big silver screen, and to me, always hits me today, is the scene of the Indianapolis, and he invented that. And he added bits to it.
There's always a huge dispute over this as to who wrote that speech. Without a doubt, Robert Shaw added an enormous amount to that, and it's the way that he delivers it. You know.
Well, I mean, if you look on the internet,
100 men go underwater.
Yeah, if you look on the internet, even now they're talking about it's about remakes. How can you remake that? I mean, you've got Roy Schneider, who was in The Marathon Man, and he's been in so many movies. French Connection, Jesus Christ. Then you've got what was the other guy?
Richard Dreyfuss. Close Encounters.
Yeah. Whose Life Is It Anyway, which is a cracking movie, and you got Close Encounters.
You've got Murray Hamilton playing the mayor as the absolute slime ball.
Who
does actually, realise that bit in the hospital, where
he says
the attack on the beach.
My children were out there. You know what I mean? That was
my kids are on that beach too. On that beach too.
Do what you do best. Just sign a check.
You're gonna sign
a check. Yeah, and then when you look at it, there it was, and it's like
3 men.
Yeah, 3 men on a boat, and even when you look at it, and the singing, on the boat, show me the way to go home, you know what I mean, and that shot comes in, wow, and it's like whoa.
You go in the cage.
Yeah, you go
cage in the water. Sharks in the water. Shark.
Farewell.
We're not in sync at all, are we? We fucking failed there.
But it was good.
We rehearsed for hours for this.
Yeah. But it was good, and you will never get movies like that. And do
you know why? Because they wrote characters and they gave those parts. They cast the film. Well, Spielberg this is his sophomore movie. He'd done Jewel, the TV movie there,
which was great,
which is awesome. Which is just
and
Jaws on land, basically.
Just watch it.
And Jewel is a TV movie which got a theatrical release because it was that bloody well made. And it's now a classic, a bona fide classic. Jaws is born out of that. Peter Benchley wrote the book. Peter Benchley's book is a soap
Peter
opera.
Benchley wrote The Exorcist as well. Didn't he?
No, William Peter Blatty.
Yeah, sorry.
There's Peters and there's BLs and stuff like that. Beelzebub in The Exorcist. But Peter Benchley's book, Jaws. I know it was a bestseller. It was an airport bestseller. People would sit waiting for planes reading this. But it's not the best read. It isn't. I read it when I was a kid. I read it later. It's a fucking soap opera. Spielberg wisely jettisoned all the whole mafia influence which was in it, and the affair that, because in the book, Richard Dreyfuss's character Matt Hooper, the oceanographer, has an affair with Brody's wife. God, it just no. Look, it changes the whole fucking facet.
And when you look at the camaraderie between the 3 of them, it was so good.
The rivalry, the banter, and then ultimately the camaraderie.
And not just that, but when Robert Shaw comes in and you don't see him, you just hear that big screech along chalkboard of him just, you know, and he says, you know, if you want to catch this, I don't catch.
He's eating crackers as
Yeah,
well.
what's he say? I don't catch.
What is it now? Like he goes, big fish, bad fish. You know? I'll fine him for 3, but I'll catch him, kill him for 10.
How good's that? That was such a movie. And okay,
You notice that the fact that on the blackboard behind, he's drawn the kid in the shark's mouth.
yeah.
He's done that, you know. And that's that's not exactly the most tactful of things to have done.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do
I
it.
for one will stand here and watch that little kid and the kid spread out all over the dock.
And okay, I'll go in at 1 now, right? But I don't know if the big man let me have 2 movies at once by the same director.
Why would I say no?
Okay, I'm gonna go for The Thing and Escape from New York, and that's it. Kurt Russell double bill. A Kurt Russell double. If you've never seen, just watch them. I mean, a Kurt Russell double bill. It is like, wow. I mean, Kurt Russell was a Disney actor when he was a child.
He also starred alongside Elvis.
Yeah, and
he
he's
checked Elvis
going to
shit.
be Han Solo, believe it or not, at one stage. Yeah. But when you look at it, yeah, Harrison Ford, thank you. But it was like, when you think about it now, The Thing is such a good movie. I mean, even to this day, I used to argue with my mate who's a teacher about The Thing. And when he said to me they're making a prequel, I was like a bit made up but a bit deflated, because I thought, you're not doing it with Carpenter, you know, why don't you learn from the mistakes? Get the big man on board, get him doing it, give it to him. He was the guy who done
Right on,
that.
brother.
Yeah, just give it to him, you know what I mean? Even bring back Russell. But the thing about The Thing is,
Think about The Thing.
when there's 2 men at the end, which is Kurt Russell and the guy who was in They Live.
Childs.
Yeah.
Keith David.
And my mate says to me, if you ever watch Keith David when it gets cold and he's breathing, you see the breath coming out of Russell, but no breath coming out of him. He said, so he's got to be one of them things. And he's seen it, he's frozen it, done everything. But I just
I'm afraid I've gone through this for the past 30 odd years, over and over and over again on forums, and my honest opinion, because don't forget there's a bigger fuck up than this, because Charles' coat is different.
Is it really?
Yeah, and don't forget they make a point of saying The Thing rips through your clothes when it takes you over. He's wearing a different jacket from when you last saw him, when he's waiting by the door and he sees Blair go out. He's got a different jacket on. But irrelevant. And you've got McCready with is that a bottle of J&B, which I drunk? I drink J&B only because fucking Kurt Russell drank it.
Kurt Russell.
And it's also a perennial favourite of 80s horror movies. Yeah. You see a bottle of J&B in the background. Yeah. It's like a cliche. So anyway, but he's had all the Molotov cocktails to blow the whole place up.
Yeah.
We'll just warm things up around here.
Yeah. And it was.
And he passes it to Child to have a drink.
I don't know what that thing is, but it's so pissed off.
And he starts. And McCready starts laughing. He starts going like.
Yeah.
It's all you can view it like, look, I've just passed you gasoline, and you're going to drink it because you're the thing, and you haven't got a fucking clue what I've just given you, and I now know you're the thing. But my heart of hearts, hand on heart here, I've got no heart. I leave it in the bag somewhere, but I think they're both human. And I've always thought that they were both human. And what better conclusion than that? That ambiguous ending. It leaves you in a bit of doubt. Make up your own mind. 2 guys who are rivals at the arse-hole of the world. They've got no chance of survival.
And if you ever watched the old black and white version, which is The Thing from Another World, which is still a classic
Christian
movie.
and Howard Hawks.
Classic movie.
Awesome film.
Yeah. And you can watch
Carpenter
it.
did not remake that film.
No,
he made the original novella by John W. Campbell called Who Goes There. The Thing in the World was based on that, but it's an intellectual carrot. The mind boggles. It's basically a Boris Karloff style Frankenstein monster from outer space who sucks blood, drinks blood, and then from seed pods in his own body can create another race. And I love that film. The thing about that film is that the paranoia, because don't forget it's Cold War paranoia. So the cobbies under the bed sort of thing. It's set the North Pole, not Antarctica like the Thing was. But all the cast in that, every time, once they know something's out there, it's on the loose, every single time a door opens in a room, and it's a big ensemble cast, door opens, everyone stops. No matter what they're doing, they're cooking food, they're making a coffee, they're on the radio.
Even Stevie Wonder, every
stop,
and
they look. Superstition, yeah. But it's brilliant. It's brilliant. The tension is superb. Carpenter loved that film as a kid. And he vowed, I'm going to make a version of that. So, I mean, so much so, in Halloween, on Halloween night, that and The Great Forbidden Planet, The Krell, you know, Leslie Nielsen in a rare straight role, although if you watch it, he's not exactly straight in that either. But at Halloween, they're watching on that horror-thon Forbidden Planet and The Thing from Another World.
That was just mad, isn't it, when you think about it? And obviously the last one is Escape.
We've got more.
That is, they didn't make two equals, then I put them. Escape. Yeah, Snake Plissken. How good is Snake Plissken, man?
You know, the thing is, if you watch his videos,
you know,
he's just speaking to the fucking converted, because I'm the biggest fan of The Thing and Escape from New York. They are my favourite films of all time.
I mean, to be honest with you, there's been loads of rumour over a remake of Escape, and obviously the rights got bought only a while back, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, they wanted to make Snake a woman.
No, can't be done.
What? You can remake Escape from New York. You can do that.
Yeah, you can.
The concept is superb.
Yeah.
For that movie, the time limit, the president,
when you look at
futuristic.
See, I was thinking about this morning, like before we met, right? But say I said to you 20 years ago, Donald Trump was going to become president. He wants to build a wall. People would go, "Are you mad?"
Yeah.
But when you think about it,
a wall around
Manhattan, and he does want to build that wall. You know what I mean? And you're just thinking, even Donald Pleasance today looks a lot tamer than Donald Trump today. You know what I mean?
Even though Donald Pleasance today is actually 6 feet under.
But when you look at the cast, you know, you had Harry Dean Stanton. You know what I mean?
Adrienne Barbeau.
And
Adrienne Barbeau.
And obviously you had the Duke of New York.
Isaac Hayes, the great Isaac Hayes.
Wacka Shaft, you know what I mean?
Of course, you've got the way the Carpenter pays homage to him when the Duke arrives with chandeliers on his limousine and the hydraulics on the limousine. But they're playing this kind of like this pure reggae voodoo style beat, and it's just pure blaxploitation. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. My favourite track in the entire my favourite score of all time is Escape from New York, and that particular track, The Duke Arrives, is just magnificent.
Yeah, and then when you think also when you had the fight with that big wrestler with the snake.
Slag. He was a real life wrestler.
And in a matter of fact, what I was reading by Russell, he gave him a tap on the balls to make him stop because he was batting the shit out.
Slag. They told him, look, it's only acting. It's not for real. Don't hurt your co-star. But he was flinging Russell Crowe. Kurt Russell. He was flinging Kurt Russell around the ring. So he walked up with the baseball bat, right in his.
Do you know what I always like?
Gonads.
It's like as well. You know when that I think it was a place called Chock and Nuts. It was like this.
Yeah, chock full of nuts.
Yeah, chock full of nuts. And then all these psychos are after Russell.
The crazies.
Yeah, the crazies. And he has that gun, doesn't he? And he just gets the gun and he goes round the wall with the gun and jumps through the wall.
It's a great moment.
You know what I mean? And the
except for one thing. Except for one little thing. That paper mache wall that he goes through. Because he does shoot through the Ingram Mac 10. One of the world's greatest bullet spewers ever.
Yeah.
I've got one. It's not real. I've seen it. It's on the videos. I've actually been wielding it on a couple of Escape from New York videos. I've got it.
Man.
It's not a real gun. It's not real. It's just a BB version.
So that is my top 5 movies, Chris. Or 6.
And I think we went beyond that as well.
But it was worth it. It was worth it.
Hey, you couldn't ask for a better top 5 than that, could you?
No.
Do we know what they were? Do we know what the top 5
Yeah,
were? I know we've got
The
5
Exorcist.
versions.
We're going for American Werewolf. We're going for Jaws. Obviously, we're going for The Thing.
And there's even a Jaws moment in that. You know, defibrillator.
I forgot one of them, sorry. Not that good. Countdown.
Speaking of York.
Boom.
York.
Yeah. But they were proper movies then, folks, and if you haven't seen them, just watch them because to me a lot of the movies today are just CGI'd and they're not made the way they should have been made like years ago in the 80s. You had the flying stuff like that. They were pure horror movies, even by Cronenberg and stuff like that. You'll never
Body horror.
Yeah, you'll never get them back, will you?
But the thing is that they had a lot of unique concepts then. And they had scripts.
Yeah.
They had an idea. They had characters who could actors who could play these characters and invest them with genuine depth and warmth, you know, and understanding. And you bought into the stories. Why is it now? What are we now? Not the noughties now. What are we the noughties? Noughties? How would you terminise it? It's something like this. But they never. Look at the time. We need to wind it up in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So 2 minutes of waffle. Way. And I really want to waffle up quickly because I've got 2 whiskies behind the fucking camera.
Well, I can say
and I'm waiting to go and get one.
It's been a pleasure and a privilege, you know what I mean, to meet this man. What a man. It's been good.
It's been great to meet him. It's been great to meet Charlize Theron over here. I always knew it would happen. I always knew she'd come calling for me.
But yeah.
But geeks of the world, unite!
Yes. And watch them movies.
Are where it's at.
Yeah, you know? Just watch those
more
movies.
More imagination, more flair, more intelligence, more wit, more
Tarantino's
invention.
Yeah, more originality. Do
you know what?
I mean?
Before we started recording, he said,
Reservoir Dogs. Yeah, I love
See
Reservoir
how it fell out? It fell out the top 5.
It fell out the top 5. We sort of like showed up.
Well,
just watch it anyway if you haven't seen it.
Folks, my time limit on this thing, my Kurt Russell, Snake Plissken's time limit is going to run out any second now. So, all that's left for us to say is...
It's good night from him, and it's good night from me. Good night.
Good night. And we're going to see you all, don't forget now, we're going to see you all... Cristiano, Dior, for real.
Absolutely.